I never liked the Mabrey trade, even when it first came out, and the last 3 games Chicago has played has shown exactly why. They are clearly worse off now than they were before. Marina Mabrey wasn't perfect. She will still shoot the ball even when she's off, and her free throw shooting leaves a lot to be desired, but she did a lot more good things than bad. She's the only player besides Kennedy Carter who was a legitimate scoring threat on the perimeter. If Kennedy Carter misses the game, or if her shot is off, there's not another guard they can consistently rely on to score. Mabrey wasn't just a player that helped Chicago space the floor, she literally was the spacing. Her average of 2.3 threes made per game is higher than the entire team combined. Mabrey asked to be traded, so I'm not criticizing Chicago for that. What I'm criticizing them for is getting a completely uneven trade package. The Sky had 2 major issues, which was 3-point shooting, and they needed a point guard. They didn't address these issues at all. It looks like they did on the surface, but if you take a deeper dive, they did nothing but band-aid the problem. Rachel Banham is the perfect example of the phrase, perception is reality. Banham is considered an elite shooter and floor spacer, while Mabrey is considered an inefficient chucker. But a little known fact is that Mabrey is actually shooting higher percentages from the field. This is with a much higher degree of difficulty of shots as well. As far as Moriah Jefferson goes, can we really say she's a better player than Lindsey Allen? If the answer to that question is no, then there isn't a point in making the trade, because it doesn't solve their biggest issue, which is getting better point guard play. The absolute bare minimum, and I mean the bare minimum, trade package Chicago should have got is one with a young guard with potential, and the other team needs to give up a draft pick to make up for the talent difference. Ari McDonald would have been the perfect player for the Sky. She's a better player than both Rachel and Moriah, and Ari has a much higher ceiling. She's averaging 4 assists per game while only playing 23 minutes per game. Keep in mind, this is on a mediocre injured Sparks team. McDonald's scoring is inconsistent, but I guarantee that would change with the talent she would be surrounded with at Chicago, because it would be a lot easier for her to score. I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this, but even a J.C. Sheldon trade would have been better. She's a rookie with a lot of potential, and right now she can give you just as much as Moriah can, but is better defensively. I chose these 2 players in particular because it's 2 players Chicago very easily could have gotten with the trade. Depending how they played their cards, they probably didn't even have to give up Mabrey to get them. Obviously, it would be better if they traded for a player like Courtney Williams or Jordan Canada, but I wanted to choose players that were realistic for them to get. Chicago plays the Connecticut Sun on Friday, and I'd say the stakes are pretty high for the Sky, because if they lose to the team Mabrey was traded to and lose 3 out of the 4 games after the Olympic break, I don't know how you can argue it wasn't a mistake. I'll be rooting for the Sky because I don't want Paige Beckers anywhere near Dallas, but if this keeps up, they will miss the playoffs. But what do you think? Will the Mabrey trade come back to haunt Chicago the rest of the season, or will they figure it out? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching.